Hey, did you know that coffee was the first food ever to be freeze-dried? There's a coffee called Kopi Luwak. It's true. This coffee costs around $600 a pound. Why is it so special? Because there's a Sumatran cat, and he has to eat the coffee first before it can be harvested. Yeah, that's right. The cat has to poop the coffee before it's harvested. Then it's ground up into coffee and it's sold at over $600 a pound. Isn't that something? What did I just use right now? What did I just use? I used a fun fact. Why did I just present a fun fact? Because fun facts break the ice. They capture a person's attention, and when you capture a person's attention and you grab their interest, all of a sudden they're interested in you or in a conversation. Now, a fun fact has to be related to your surroundings. So let's see, let's make believe that we're at a coffee convention. We're at a coffee convention and everything is about coffee. So I use Kopi Luwak, $600 a pound coffee, to break the ice and talk about this strange coffee that few people can enjoy because of the price and because to me it's a little disgusting. So, did you know that coffee was the first food ever to be freeze-dried? Well, yeah. I thought that fish was the first food ever to be freeze-dried because of all the commercials that I've seen about Clarence Birdseye. Clarence Birdseye was the man that went out to Alaska and he discovered that when he took out the fish in minus 40-degree weather, the fish would freeze instantly. This caused that little tiny crystals to form between the cells, not large crystals like when you freeze a fish slowly in a freezer. No, little crystals. And these little tiny crystals, what happens is that when you thaw the fish, it tastes fresh. And Clarence Birdseye says, wow, this is a great opportunity. Well, it later turned out to be a good opportunity, but in the meantime, what happened was that he went bankrupt in his first endeavor, and then later on he tried again and then made it. Well, these fun facts are great to use when you're introducing yourself to someone that you don't know. Some people like to say, hello, my name is so-and-so. To stick out your hand like a robot, and then and then all of a sudden try to get a conversation out of there. Well, in a casual setting, like in a convention, like in this coffee convention, we're walking around and you see people around you and you find someone interesting, or you just want to chit chat, you want to chew the fat, you want to pass the time until the main event comes around, and you just say something. Some people talk about the weather, some people talk about other things. The weather is a little bit obvious. We all know by now that you can always talk about the weather anywhere you go, but the weather is a little bit run down by now. So what we want to do, we want to say something interesting about the environment that we're in. For example, if you're in an interview at a company, you want to say something interesting that you found out about the company. And perhaps the person working there doesn't even know. You want to say something interesting about a park, how it was established, if you're at a park setting. You want to say something interesting about a rock band if you're at a concert. Well, the same thing goes with fun facts at this coffee convention. I mentioned the Kopi Luwak coffee, and I mentioned with the Sumatra cat pooping the coffee at $600 a pound, and I mentioned that coffee was the first food ever to be freeze-dried. That's a fun fact, especially for me when I found out, because I thought that it was fish. Now, once you have the fun fact established, you might want to say, oh, hello, by the way, hi, my name is Osvaldo. Hi, my name is James. Hi, my name is Robert. You want to use your introduction right after the fun fact. Once you have your introduction, and the other person will probably say, oh, my name is so-and-so. My name is, for example, Bill or Charles. And this way you get to know each other. What happens is that the ice is broken, and the person feels relaxed, you feel relaxed, it's not an awkward situation, and you have an opening to start a conversation. And so how do you start a conversation in this situation? Well, we're at a coffee convention. You say, oh, so you like coffee? So you like coffee is an obvious question. And the person will probably answer yes. If he answers no, then it becomes more interesting. Because at a coffee convention, someone that's there and doesn't like coffee is something a little strange. So you start asking what's called safe questions. What's a safe question? It's a question that's not something personal. You're not going to go, for example, to a nice lady and say, hey, what's your name? Where do you live? Who are you here with? The person might feel a little insecure because remember, the person doesn't know you. Whether it's a man or woman, the person doesn't know you and won't feel safe. So you go off with safe questions, safe generic questions, that you demonstrate that you're just chewing the fat and you just want to have an interesting conversation to pass the time. So you start off with a fun fact. Hi, my name is Osvaldo. And you don't even ask what's yours, you just offer your name. You let the person volunteer their name. If they do or they don't, that's up to them. Yeah, don't force people to answer your questions. And then you move on to them. So you like coffee? And then you can say something like, for example, this is your first time here? What brings you here? What do you like about the coffee? Which is your favorite coffee? Hey, I like that coffee. What about you? Hey, I don't like that coffee. That coffee is too strong. For example, I like coffee Duran. Duran coffee from Panama. It's rich, it's smooth, and it's not tart. And you might say, I don't like that Bustelo. I'm sick and tired of it. It's made for espresso, and it's too tart, it's too sour, and it tastes like I just drank a glass of water from an ashtray. You can say something like that. And really be genuine, and just stick to generic terms in the conversation. Now, what happens if you have to leave? If you have to leave because the main event is starting, and you have people waiting for you that were walking around, you have your family that they're with you, and you just want to get back to your family, you're done talking. Well, what you want to do is you want to leave an opening for the person to invite them to maybe continue the conversation on a later date. You say, hey, listen, it was great talking to you. Maybe we can continue the conversation on some other time. Is that okay? And the person might say, yeah, great meeting you too. And say, okay, I gotta get back to my family, or I'm working here at the convention, so I gotta get back. So this way you part ways, you end the conversation. So a great way to introduce yourself to someone is to start off with one, maybe two fun facts. Don't overdo it because you'll seem like a geek. You'll seem like a weirdo. Just maybe comment something. You can comment something about the weather if you want. But basically a fun fact that's related to what's going on in the environment that you're in. And so then you move on to introduce yourself. Volunteer yourself. Hi, my name is Osvaldo. I'm an English teacher from Arizona State University. I teach English. And they'll say, oh, is that so? I'm so-and-so, and I do this. I do that. I'm a mechanic. I'm a carpenter. I'm a plumber. And say, oh, really? What brings you here? You like coffee? And then the other person will say, yeah, I kind of do. Not so much, but I thought the convention was interesting. Oh, really? Now, during the conversation, something that I need to mention, you need to use what's called active listening. Active listening is you give positive information to the other person that you're listening with some words like, for example, is that so? Oh, really? Never use the same words twice because then you'll look like a dummy. And use keywords. For example, the person says, well, yeah, I'm from Iowa. Iowa, they have corn in Iowa, so you can key in and say, oh, a lot of corn there, yeah, right? And so once you mention corn in Iowa, it's safe, and the other person will understand that you're listening. This is called active listening, keying in on certain words that the person says. So let's go on and move on to some practical exercise. I'm going to help you out, and we'll practice introducing ourselves to each other in the classroom. Okay? Let's get ready.